Hello today, welcome to my session 3. Be attentive and get the most asked questions in KCPE. Hope you are taking notes and remaining focused. Let's continue. Question 101. The longest road in Africa is the Great North Road that starts from. The longest road in Africa is the Great North Road that starts from. The answer should be Capetown in South Africa to Cairo in Egypt. Then there's a question that is also common. Which country in Africa has the best roads? Which country in Africa has the best roads? The answer should be South Africa. Question 102. The highway that connects Mombasa to Lagos. The highway that connects Mombasa to Lagos is called. The highway that connects Mombasa to Lagos, that is in Nigeria, is called. The answer should be Trans-African Highway. The Trans-African Highway connects Mombasa to Lagos. You need to know Trans-Saharan Highway starts from Lagos in Nigeria to Algiers in Algeria. Hope you now know. Question 103, it's asking, the first Prime Minister of Kenya was? The first Prime Minister of Kenya was? The answer should be Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. That was between 1st June 1963 to December 12th, 1964. And then our second Prime Minister that also you need to know was Raila Odinga. That was in 2007 to 2013. Question 104. The first Vice President of Kenya was? The first Vice President of Kenya was? The answer should be Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Kenya, since independence, has 11 Vice Presidents. You need to know this. You shall get it through my YouTube channel. Question 105. Maize growing in Kenya and Tanzania, it is important because maize growing in Kenya and Tanzania is important because the answer should be it is the staple food for Kenya and Uganda. Maize is the main staple food for Kenya and Uganda. Question 105. Maize growing in Kenya and Tanzania, it is important because maize growing in Kenya and Tanzania is important because the answer should be it is the staple food for Kenya and Tanzania. Question 106. The staple food in Uganda is? The staple food in Uganda is? The answer should be bananas. Question 107. Homo erectus invented? Homo erectus invented? The answer should be they invented fire and walked upright. The Homo erectus invented fire and they walked upright. Question 108. The remains of early man are called? The remains of early man are called? The answer should be fossils. So fossils are the remains of an early man. Question 109. The old urban center at Kenya Coast developed as a result of? The old urban centers at the Kenyan coast developed as a result of? The answer should be trade. The coastal town developed due to trade with the Arabs who came to the east to trade. Question 110. Missionaries mainly came to East Africa to? Missionary mainly came to East Africa to? The answer should be to spread Christianity. To spread Christianity. Question 111. In the Kenyan national flag, the green color represents, the answer should be vegetation or the land of plenty. Vegetation or the land of plenty. You need to know the other colors of the of the flag of Kenya and what they represent. Question 112. A nuclear family consists of. The answer should be father, mother, and children. So father, mother, and children makes up a nuclear family. The extended family is now made up of the nuclear family plus relative. Hope you now know. Question 113. The main problem facing wildlife is. The answer should be poaching. Then this is also a common question that you need to know. The main tourist attraction in Africa is. Wildlife. Another question that is common, you need to know the main problem facing tourism. Is normally insecurity. Good. Question 114. The best method to catch fish in deep sea is. The answer should be trolling. Trolling is the best method to catch fish in the deep sea. Long lining method, you need to know this also, that long lining method is also good in catching fish in the deep sea, but where the ocean floor is rough. Why? Not to damage the nets. So long lining method can be used to catch fish in the deep seas where the floors are rough, so that we may not damage the nets. The next question, that is 115. The best method to catch fish that are found near the water surface in a large number. The best method to catch fish that are found near the water surface in a large number is. The best method to catch fish in the water surface is seining. Seining is best to catch fish in the water surface. Then you need to know this also, that the best method to catch fish in the shallow waters is net drifting. So net drifting is used to catch fish in shallow waters. Question 116. The best method to preserve fish in deep sea is. The best method to preserve fish in deep sea is refrigeration. Should be the answer. Refrigeration or use of low temperatures. Question 117. The main problem facing marine sea fishing in Africa is. The main problem facing marine sea fishing in Africa is. The answer should be lack of capital to buy modern fishing equipments. Lack of capital to buy modern fishing equipments. Question 118. The most common means of transport in East Africa. The most common means of transport in Eastern Africa is. The answer should be roads. Name example of downwarping lakes. Name example of downwarping lakes. So examples of downwarping lakes are Lake Victoria, that is in East Africa countries, that is Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Found within these three countries, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. Lake Victoria is an example of downwarping lakes. Then we have Lake Kyoga, that is found in Uganda. We have Lake Chad, that is in Chad, and Lake Bangweulu, that is in Zambia. Hope you now know examples of downwaping lakes. Then you also need to know examples of faulty lakes, faulting lakes. We have Tanganyika, Eyasi, and Manyara in Tanzania, Turkana, Baringo, and Magadi in Kenya. We have Edward and George in Uganda. Then we have Lake Malawi in Malawi. Those are examples of faulting lakes. Question 120. The subsistence farming crops are grown for? The answer should be for food or consumption. Question 121. In cash crop farming, crops are mainly grown for? In cash crop farming, crops are mainly grown for? The answer should be for sale. In Kenya, the National Police Service is headed by? In Kenya, the National Police Service is headed by? The answer should be the Inspector General. So the Inspector General heads the National Police Service, that is in Kenya. Question 123. The Kenya Defence Force is made up of? The Kenya Defence Force is made up of? So you need to know the three arms that makes the Kenya Defence Force, that is the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. They make up the Kenya Defence Force. 124. The Chief of Defence Force is appointed by? The Chief of the Defence Force is appointed by? The answer should be the President to head the Kenya Defence Force. Question 125. In Kenya, the President is the Commander-in-Chief of? In Kenya, the President is the Commander-in-Chief of? The answer should be the Kenya Defence Force, KDF. Question 126. The power of the President to pardon convicted criminals who have been corrected their behaviors. The power of the President to pardon the convicted criminals who have corrected their behaviors is called? The power of the President to pardon convicted criminals who have corrected their behaviors is called? The answer should be Prerogative of Mercy. Prerogative. The answer should be Prerogative of Mercy. Question 127. The main function of the opposition party is to? The main function of the opposition party is to? This should be the answer: to critique the government or to ensure that it delivers what it promised the citizens. So the opposition party, its function is to critique the government and ensure it delivers what it had promised the citizens. Question 128. In December, the Northern Hemisphere experiences winter. In December, the Northern Hemisphere experiences winter, while the Southern Hemisphere experiences? The answer should be summer. In December, the Northern Hemisphere experiences winter, and the Southern Hemisphere experiences summer. Question 129. In March, the Northern Hemisphere experiences spring, while the Southern Hemisphere experiences? The answer should be autumn. You need to know the correct order of the seasons and the months that they occur. If you can draw the 4 cardinal points so that we may have north, south, east, and west. So on the north, put winter; to the south, summer; to the east, put autumn; and to the west, write spring. So they go anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise. That is the movement of the seasons, and you should know this. So we need to know that winter is a cold season that takes place in December, and then summer is a warmer season or hot season that is in June. Autumn is a cool season that takes place in September, and then the last is spring, that is warm, that takes place in March. Question 120. Question 130. Question 130. During the German colonial rule in Tanganyika, the title of the African headman was? During the German colonial rule in Tanganyika, the title of the African headman was? The answer should be Jumbes. You also need to know that the title of the Arab traders was the Akidas. The title of the Arab traders was Akidas. So Akidas were Arabs, while Jumbes were the African headmen. Hope you now know. Question 131. The German used which system of administration to administer Tanganyika? The German used which system of administration to German Tanganyika? The answer should be direct rule, and that was between 1885 to 1919. Question 132. Which colonial master used direct rule to administer Tanganyika under League of Nations? Which colonial master used direct rule to administer Tanganyika under League of Nations? That's our question 132. The answer should be the British. It is the British that used direct rule to administer Tanganyika under the League of Nations. But we need to know that German is the one that colonized Tanganyika. German colonized Tanganyika, but it is the British who used direct rule to administer Tanganyika under League of Nations. That was between 1999 to 1961. Question 133. The French used the policy of assimilation to administer. The French used the policy of assimilation to administer. The answer should be Senegal. So the French in Senegal administered it using the policy of assimilation. Question 134. The British used indirect rule. The British used indirect rule in? The British used indirect rule in which country? The answer should be Northern Nigeria. Question 135. The main area for using indirect rule in Northern Nigeria was? The main reason for using indirect rule in Northern Nigeria was? Why did they use indirect rule in Northern Nigeria? This should be the answer. Lack of enough administrators, or they wanted to use few Europeans or Europeans. They wanted to use few Europeans. Question 136. The Portuguese used assimilation to administer. The Portuguese used assimilation to administer Mozambique. Are we together? Hope you now know. As we continue, question 137. The main reason why Ghana did not experience problems of land alienation was? Fear of contracting diseases like malaria. The next question, 138. In French Senegal, one who got assimilated was known as? In French Senegal, one who got assimilated was known as Assimile. So Assimile was a black French person. Question 139. The four coastal towns in Senegal where assimilation was used are the four coastal towns in Senegal where assimilation was used are: 1 should be Dakar, number 2 St. Louis, 3 Gori, and then Rufik. Question 140. The Belgians in Congo used which type of administration? The Belgians in Congo used which type of administration? So the Belgians used direct rule. The direct rule, or we can say paternalism. So paternalism meaning they restrict where they used restriction or they limited the people from movement. Another question that you need to know: the first president of Zimbabwe was Robert Mugabe, who won the elections under ZANU. Zimbabwe was also known as Rhodesia. This is also important to know. Important point to know. Zimbabwe was also known as Rhodesia. Question 142. The movement that led Mozambique into the struggle for independence was? The movement that led Mozambique into struggle for independence was? The answer should be Frelimo. So Frelimo is the movement that led Mozambique into the struggle for independence. Question 143. The party that led Kenya into independence was? The party that led Kenya into independence was? That was KANU. That was in 1963. Question 144. The party that led Tanganyika or Tanzania into independence was? The party that led Tanzania into independence was TANU. That was in 1961. Then number 145. The party that led Ghana into independence was? The party that led Ghana into independence was? The answer should be Conventional People's Party. Conventional People's Party, CPP, and that was in 1957 when Ghana got independence. Question 146. The party that led Zimbabwe into independence. The party that led Zimbabwe to independence was? That was ZANU. That is in 1988. Then question 147. The party that successfully led South Africa against apartheid rule. The party that successfully led South Africa against the apartheid rule was? The answer should be ANC. ANC stands for African National Congress, and that was in 1994 with Nelson Mandela. Question 148. The largest island country in Africa. The largest island country in Africa, Madagascar. That is Madagascar. The largest island country in Africa, that is Madagascar, was colonized by? You need to know Madagascar was colonized by? The answer should be by France. Question 149. In Kenya, the National Assembly has dash members. In Kenya, the National Assembly has a total of dash members. The answer should be 350 members. Then question 150. In Kenya, the Senate has dash total members. The Senate has dash total members. The answer should be 68. The Senate has 68 total members, while the Parliament has 350 total members. In our session 4, we shall discuss the composition of the National Assembly and the Senate. So continue to learn with me and benefit for these common questions that are asked in KCPE. Hope you have benefited. You can comment, subscribe, and download to watch later. You can also follow me at YouTube, Mwalimu Nyumbani, at Instagram, Mwalimu Nyumbani, and at Twitter, Mwalimu Nyumbani, FB, at Mark Obuya.